Good afternoon to you all, and I hope this publication makes you well. Well, I have a very simple setup here on the AUDJPY. And what do I see here on the 1 hour time frame? The first thing first we'll notice is that it appears that the JPY has been gaining momentum since the course of last week's trading session as we continue to see lower highs and lower lows with structures that look something like this. And this move has been very uniform over the past couple of days as we continue to see expansion continue to increase as price continue to find lower lows at this point. However, if we look closely, it is very possible for us to connect the series of lower highs to bring out a trend line at this point. So if we bring out our line chart at this point and we run the what's it called, the trend line right above structure, we will be having one major line at this point. And because this is the major one that we want to be using going forward as our guide, I want to make it a little bit thicker. After which we have the other one right under this level, which is more like a temporary trend line at this point. So let's make this one a little bit lighter for the sake of clarity, and we will be having something like this. So we have a ray of trend line at this point. So what logically it is obvious that we want to be selling the AUD against the JPY and the short term. So if we zoom into what has been happening since the beginning of mid mid last week, we will notice that we saw this impulse leg, and what we saw that followed looks more like a retracement phase that look like this, and we want to be looking for a retracement into the golden zone area. But before that, we really need to identify a key level that we want to use to work with going into this new week. So I identify somewhere around 90 area, which I want to label like this. That's 90. So give me a moment, please. So with this label here at 90, what we saw since on the 12th, we saw that price came back into this key level, which also shares a confluence with the trend line, rejected it and came right down. And then we see we're in a situation where price is back around that key level and at the same time that temporary trend line, which I want to be looking for structures that will support a trend continuation to the downside. So what I want to be doing at this point is this. First of all, I placed a pending order right at 89.276. After which I'm going to place another one right under this neckline. To me, this looks more like the neckline of a double top structure if we don't see a breakout of that key level, where we will be looking for something like this to push price further down. So with this simple setup identified here, I want to be having a position that looks more like this. Give me a moment, please. Let me pull out my short position. Okay. So we want to be having something like this at this point, where we'll be having a take profit target right around that key level, which is around 70 pips on it, and my stop loss above that key level, which is around 70 to 75 pips. And we want a take profit target, which is going to be an extension of this impulse leg at this point. So what do we want to do here? We want to bring out our Fibonacci extension tool and extend this impulse leg into the future. So with this projection, we have something around 127.2% extension of that impulse leg. So right now I'm placing my take profit target at 86.250, which approximately is around 300 pips. In addition to the simple setup we identified here, we want to look at the retracement of this impulse leg here and want to expect price to do a reversal structure right within the golden zone of that impulse, of that retracement phase, of that retracement wave. So we want to look at something like this. So we have a retracement into what I will call the golden zone. That's between 78.6 and 50% retracement of the last impulse leg. And we will be having something like this with with the hopes of seeing selling opportunity within this area. So allow me to put this right inside the box. Then we delete the. So definitely what this simply means is that go, going to the next hour, we want to be looking for reversal structure right within this area if we don't see a rejection of that key level to send price going to the downside, hereby respecting that bearish trend line going forward. So what this simply means is that this key level will be our guide going into this new week, and at the same time, this bearish trend line will also be our guide going forward, as this will give us situations. If we see rejection of this trend line, we want to add more positions to this trade. So at this point, I would like to pause the video and let's see how price reacts as price action has been monitored. In the comment section below on my TradingView account, there will be regular updates in this regard. Thank you and do have a wonderful day.